Lords and ladies, welcome back to MyStreet, 5 years later, with your host, Jacob Butter. That's fun, there it is. Dang it. Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking. I'm okay, and I'm also not. Depends on how you look at it, really. So, obviously, this, if people don't remember, this is the VOD that only went up on Facebook Live. Reason is because Twitch decided that, I don't know, they have an error now, and some people logged out of their accounts, myself included. And every time you try and log in, it just says an error happens. You change the password, same error. You use a different browser, same error. You use the same browser, so it's just a third browser, I mean, same error. Use incognito tabs on different browsers, same error. So, who knows? There's just seemingly not a solution at the moment. So, yeah, I'm just going to do this on Facebook Live. On the other hand, this is also a momentous day. And the reason it is a momentous day is because this happens to be the day that of my first MyStreet reaction in general, I think. I'm pretty sure I recorded it on the same day that the Graduate Days came out. So I decided, okay, this is a new AFMAL thing. I'm going to record this on the day itself. So this is actually the second time I am reacting to Graduation Days episode 1, which happened to be 5 years later. So there you go. And obviously we're off to a stellar start if this is what we've got to do with at the start. So be very, very worried there. But oh well. We're back to this music. It's been too long. So yeah, this is the first time I've obviously looking at this with having looked at the whole of MyStreet that came before it first, and I've having watched everything that came after. So still different experience. Let us see what has changed in these 5 years for me watching Graduation Days. Also featuring no popcorn this time. I have nectarines and blueberries instead. So without further distraction, on with the reaction. Nothing really right now. I do like how that's all the teachers that you saw in the background there, but we're also missing out on obviously the ones that finished out days because they were created afterwards. So there's no Mr. Diaz and there's no. Was he the only one who created after that? Maybe he's the only one created after that. I don't know. Either way, Mr. Diaz should be there. Miss Rivera graduated 2 years ago, but I still get to remain at this school because I'm so lucky. I don't know, something like that.
Good evening, class of...
What? Oh, is that a teacher as well? Because it seems like he's a bit young for a teacher. Maybe that's the valedictorian or something. I don't know how this works.
Bless you. We are gathered here...
Also, obviously, nice attempt to try and cover up the year that it was, but once again, you're not fooling me, because immediately afterwards, you state AFMAL's age, and we'll get to that in a second.
Today to celebrate your final day here at Phoenix Drop High. Yes, I know. You're all excited to go on to new and exciting things.
I'm excited to get out of here.
Jax, don't make us hold you back another year.
I mean, yeah, future.
Pretty sure you can't do that, but fine. Future. That does make sense, though, because I'm pretty sure Jax was actually an older year than AFMAL, so I guess, yeah, he would have been... Definitely was another one, if not several. Poor Jax. And also Daniel later. Was it with werewolves, apparently, and, you know, them being held back?
You are all leaving Phoenix Drop High today as stars. Stars that will shoot into the future and give hope to those who follow in your paths. Class...
That sounds like the kind of thing that Nona would say, like from StarTube.
Congratulations!
Yeah, yeah.
You did it!
It's also startling now, obviously knowing that Morgan Berry is the voice of Principal Layla. Going from like the serious times that she was actually originally cast for, like the serious characters that Principal Layla and Melissa. Then Melissa went through her journey, and suddenly reading that back in, weirdly enough, is like you can't. You can't return from the Aphmau ray, I suppose. Once one of your characters has been Aphmau ray, that's it. Eventually, they'll all be, or they will die, I guess. Aiden would say something like, "Oh, why not get its own theme?" It's like a mini series, it doesn't matter.
Oh my goodness! My Mija has finally graduated!
I just realized as well, the last scene of Sylvana that we saw with Aphmau, she was severely disappointed in her, and was like, and like reveal like went to so like such like personal honesty and stuff, and like seeing the most human she'd ever been. Now we're going back into cartoony Sylvana, and also the super like like overly protective motherly one. So yeah, as far as prequels go, this certainly is set in the past.
Mom! Please, you're embarrassing me!
You have no idea! Now you're 18 and older, and I never thought I'd see you graduate!
You never thought you'd see. Wow, that's what a great way to have faith in your daughter. Also, Aphmau is 18, which means we can calculate what the year actually was. Now, I'm pretty sure I calculated last time that the year was in fact 2007, based on, I think, was that when Aphmau herself went to high school. I'm just going to do the calculation again, actually. She was 25 in 2015, so I guess that would make this 2008, really. I guess I was off 1 year last time. Yeah, I guess that's accurate enough. All right. I mean, Aphmau herself was born in 1989, though the creator, not the character necessarily, but the age does coincide in my season 1 with actual with the creator of the time, so that's why everything aligns. So in that sense, actually, Aphmau is indeed in 2008 at this point, and she would be the same age, depending on her birthday. But this is like after the year group has passed, so actually I should have said 2008 for the beginning. Or shouldn't I? No. I shouldn't have, because nope, her birthday's in October. She would have turned it in October 2007, but now it's 2000. Yep, nope, I got it. It's 2008. Sorry, I need to clarify that.
Especially with your math scores!
Again, great.
I'm gonna...
I would have worried more about her werewolf scores, but fair enough. Math scores are a thing too. I guess that's more of a core subject.
Look at my little Susu!
Mom, stop it!
I can't believe he graduated!
The great unifier of teenagers, embarrassing parents.
I know, right? After all the trouble he got to in high school, I thought he was gonna get his diploma in jail!
Mom, would you shut up?
That's a good point. We never see that stuff that happens to him, but that's why I said for a third season of Phoenix Drop High, that's what the plot to focus on. Zane's stuff with the Shadow Knights.
Maybe our babies will get together someday!
Yeah, don't say that in front of them. And also, Sylvana, are you still in your hate boys phase? Because we only really clarified to you when you came out of that during season 2. So that's another thing, or now that Aphmau's 18, she's like, okay, fine, she can deal with whatever.
Me with that emo jerk face?
At least I'm not a furry like you.
I've been the female alpha for 4 years running, jerk!
Yeah, that's not exactly disproving what he just said. If that's what makes you a furry Aphmau, you can't say, oh, I've been a furry for 4 years. Obviously, that's not what it actually is, but I mean, from Zane's perspective.
Oh, come on.
Also, does that mean that Aphna seem like much taller than usual? Like, even for her. I know that Zane's meant to be like a bit of shot up, but Aphna I think as well.
Come on, Savannah, let's go freshen up. Your makeup is starting to run.
Yours too!
Okay, there's the proportions we're used to. Okay, must have just been me.
Hey! Don't you dare call me or anyone else that in a derogatory way again!
Can't handle the truth.
I don't want to be talked to that way by someone as vile as you!
My, aren't we
Well, Kitty's got claws. He is leader of Shadow Knights now.
feisty today? Besides, aren't you known for being dumb when it comes to werewolves?
And maths, apparently.
You're just a decent leader for them.
Don't think anyone has forgiven you for the hell you put everyone through in junior and senior year.
You're just lucky my Shadow Knights are busy with their parents.
I got so excited when I heard that, thinking there was going to be more of this, but no. This was just the Cliff Notes version of something happening off screen. Yeah, no. 5 years on and still no hints about this.
Otherwise, we'd teach you a lesson.
You're just mad because the werewolves kicked the Shadow Knight's butt.
F Mao.
Speaking of,
Oh, look. Called in reinforcements.
No, he's my friend.
I mean, he did just show up, so, you know.
Not like you would know what that is.
Whatever. I have better things to do than waste my time here. We've graduated.
You know, the Death Eaters in Harry Potter started off as a school club, and then they became, you know, basically a terrorist organization. So, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is Zane could have easily been Voldemort.
Waited after all. I don't have to deal with losers like you guys.
You know, he is like G now he's graduated. Similarity is there.
I'm glad he's gone.
Daniel, are you sure you're gonna be okay?
I'll be fine. I've learned a lot from everyone, and I'm gonna use what I learned to do better next year.
Daniel.
Hey, it was my own fault I'm left behind. I should have studied harder. I'm just glad you chose a nice girl to replace you as Alpha.
Yeah, Aphmau actually picked an alpha for once in her life, and we don't get to see who it was.
If you ever need advice, Daniel, don't be afraid to call me.
Good,
Well, I mean, that's what Daniel does the whole time, remember that, with the whole thing with Aaron.
because that's name here. Can I get your I don't want to lose it again.
Sure. Here, I'll send it to you over Twitter, okay? Even if you lose it, just
I was going to say, did Twitter exist when this happened? But I did actually check later on, it actually did.
message me there. I'll respond as soon as I can.
Thank you, Aphmau. Good luck in the big wide world. I'll be right behind you.
Thanks, Daniel. See you later. I'm gonna miss him. And
I just love the people in the background there. Like, while I was floating in midair, like, jumping forwards. The other two seem to be like, I guess they must have tossed their mortals or something. They didn't have mortals in this one. Never mind.
everyone else I made friends with here. It's hard to believe I spent the last 4 years here.
Mostly because we skipped 2 of those 4 years, but yes.
All the memories I have, all the people I've met. I'm going to miss this place. But at the same time, I'm free!
Feels good, doesn't it?
I like the idea that all these people are just like waiting off stage and like they're gonna queue up. It's like in a play almost.
Caitlin! Luca! You guys made it!
You dork. I said we were in town. Of course we wouldn't miss your graduation ceremony.
Or as your dad would say, back in town.
You even made it to the ceremony too? Of course.
I mean, no one other than the students was seated in that thing, so God knows where we were, but whatever, we were there apparently.
Slept through some of it.
Caitlin!
I don't blame you. After having now, after this episode came out, having now gone through 2 separate graduation ceremonies, yes, they are incredibly boring and you are excused for sleeping through some of them.
I mean, she was at least awake for when you walked on stage.
I almost fell asleep during the whole thing, too.
So wait.
I knew it. But hey, at least you're done, right?
Right!
So, most importantly, are you coming to Falcon Claw Orientation Week?
Yes!
Are you packed?
No!
Well, I mean, orientation week doesn't start for a few days. Might as well live it up.
Right, especially since Caitlin and I are going back tomorrow.
Right. So, App, what do you want to do now?
Well, I want to do something wild and crazy.
Of course.
So while I pack for college orientation week, I've ordered 3 different kinds of pizza, each one more cheesier than the last. On top of that, I've ordered additional.
You're making me even hungrier. If people don't know, I've been filming for this new show that we're working on, basically. It will probably be out by the time this VOD has actually been a thing. But we were filming the first episode today. They've got to change the recording, so I had to stop the recording for the audio. Yeah. But whatever. So I just never didn't get a chance to eat much, is what I was trying to say. So yeah.
Additional spicy wings, have multiple cans of poopsie, the works.
I mean, this isn't what I had in mind, but hey, it's your graduation celebration.
Are you kidding me? My mom would kill me if I ordered this much food normally. She'd be all, Mija, you're going to waste your food. Don't eat too much. You're going to get a tummy ache. Let me get my chocolate.
You know something? Aphma's impression of Sylvana actually doesn't match Sylvana's accent. Because Michaela Laws doesn't really put on any type of what one might consider Hispanic accent or anything. But that's clearly what Aphma was going with there, as if that was an actual thing that Sylvana was still doing. No. No, it isn't. If anything, that might have been more of an impression of like creator Aphma's mom, possibly, and that might have just bled in because Sylvana was based on Aphma's real mom, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe.
I think we're gonna need some napkins for this. Be right back.
Yes. You've got to be responsible with your, with your wild and craziness. Also, detail I saw there that in Vegas last time, Princess Mononoke. That movie was from the 90s, which means that it's actually, for once, Aphma has a poster of something that's pop culturally relevant that was out at the time that this thing was set. So you know what? I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So you're gonna pack and eat pizza? You are a crazy gal.
Watch me work, sweetie. I'm gonna fold laundry and eat greasy pizza at the same time.
And get grease all over your clothes. Great idea.
You crazy. Here's my pineapple pizza.
What? Ah! Ew!
Have you ever...
I'm sorry, didn't you just order... You said, Aphma, you said you ordered the pizza. How do you not know that there was a pineapple one?
ever tried it?
No.
Then why are you ewing at it?
It's fruit on pizza, Luca. My mom used to sneak veggies into my pizza to get me to eat them, and I don't trust anything different on my pizza.
Yeah, joke's on you. My mum buys or makes pizza, depending on the time, with like tons of vegetables on it regardless. So there's no sneaking at all. It's just right there, blatant to see.
Okay, look. If you try it, I'll buy you coffee for a week.
Ew.
Okay, fine. I'll treat you to dessert when you're on campus. But
That was the first reference to coffee that Luca had. Dare I say that it might have become her flanderization quirk over time. She mentions that then that's in coffee this one time, but yet slowly it's like, okay, so maybe she likes coffee. Maybe she really likes coffee. Maybe she's the coffee enthusiast, you know.
only if you try it.
Woo! All right, fine. You're on.
You know, that is always a fair trade, you know. Just trying new foods can't really harm you too much, unless you find out you're allergic. You know what? Trying food can harm you sometimes, but not pineapple on pizza.
Hey, Mrs. Aff, you got some plates we can use for the pizza?
Mrs. Aff. I know that Aphmau canonically has a really long surname, but my goodness. What's the thing with like Americans saying like Mrs. Aphmau's mom, Mr. Caitlin's dad, and stuff like that? Like, surely you go like the last name or something that you would know already. Maybe again, situation. Her last name's Shalashaska, so whatever.
I seriously cannot believe how she talked me into letting her order that much pizza. She is so lucky it's her graduation, or so help me, my chocolate would go right across her.
A great thing to admit in front of one of her friends. Domestic abuse.
Plates?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Here.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Caitlin,
Didn't you say napkins?
are you going to be showing Aff around Falcon Claw University yourself?
Nah, they have special mentors for orientation week.
That's right. New characters.
See you around campus, but I'm gonna be busy working. Gotta help pay for college, you know?
I hear that.
So why didn't you have a big party for her?
It's not nice to pry into those kind of things, you know?
Are you cheap?
I mean, okay. So from this point, Caitlin prying into this, knowing that, well, she probably would know that, you know, Sylvana isn't exactly the most well-off financially, despite obviously the sitcom house that she's got, you know, the classic sitcom economy situation with houses. But, so yeah, at the moment, it seems like Caitlin's in the wrong for this, because it's like, well, yeah, that is deeply personal trying to be like that, and also, you can, I guess, you know what? No, that's it. For now, it's on Caitlin. But watch what happens later.
Caitlin!
Sorry.
I'll have you know that I just didn't want her father catching wind of it, and...
Yeah, that. Of course, there's the old Sylvana we all know and don't love.
trying to show up in her life, finally.
Whoa, that's deep.
Very. By the way, Caitlin...
Yeah, no. We're not moving on to this next bit yet. No. We're staying on this because I know what she was about to say. I remember this video. We're staying on this. So, Ed and I talked about this, I think, on the last stream we did, the one with, or maybe the one before that, where we had like the big Sylvana conversation. And I will say, I know some people, you know, whose fathers are unfortunately not around for one reason or another. And by that, I don't mean that they're dead. Specifically, they're not around but are alive. Now, I know that one of them in particular actually, let's see, their father does indeed reach out at times, specifically during birthdays, and I don't know if anywhere else. Again, I didn't pry, but that's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, but that's the minimal effort. Actually, actively showing up would show much more of a commitment in this case. The commitment that Sylvana in this case has said that Zach lacks, but yet she's actively denying him the chance to show that commitment, or to demonstrate if he had any at all after all of this time. So it's the situation of being angry at somebody, but also wishing to stay that way, and just never build that bridge again in any sort of capacity. And I know that some people do feel like that. I personally do not recommend, especially when it comes at the expense of your child, who, you know, has been missing a parent for their entire life and might have had a chance to actually reconnect at this particular point, but doesn't. So yeah, bravo, Sylvana, bravo. You made this day somewhat about you once again.
And when are you going to tell your dad about your cute girlfriend?
I don't know, when Eric calms down and decides to stop beating up everyone that Caitlin starts dating.
Huh?
You knew? Did App tell you?
No, it's just all over your face. Plus, I kinda had this feeling you were into both guys and and gals.
So Sylvana does pay attention sometimes.
You know, you don't have to hide it. Eric is perfectly accepting, and so is everyone around you.
Yeah, Erica's perfectly accepting, and cut to season 2 when the person that she is dating in that, or well, might consider dating or wants to date her, ends up having to actually wrestle him because he makes one joke about strawberry puffs. Doesn't sound too accepting to me. And yes, I know that what Sylvana means in this instance is accepting of the LGBTQ plus community, which is fine. But at the same time, it seems Eric, of all people, doesn't seem to accept anyone in Caitlyn's life, regardless of gender and sexuality. So it seems weird that he'd be like, "Oh, well, I guess fine if gay, but not if straight." What? What?
Plus, it's perfectly normal, and
It's not that. Ugh. My dad is so protective of me that he goes after anybody I bother to like.
See? Like I said, Caitlyn understands.
Remember Jeffrey?
Actually, Sylvana probably doesn't remember Jeffrey. That was like an anecdote that Aphmau briefly knew about, and in fact, Sylvana would have been talking to Eric. So if she hadn't about Jeffrey, she would have notified him. So my answer, I guess, would be no. She does not remember Jeffrey.
Luca has a soft heart. My dad can be scary, so
yes, Eric can get like that.
I just want to
Yeah, not just him, Sylvana.
go eat pizza now.
Go on. But Caitlyn,
Yeah?
never call me cheap again.
Yes, ma'am.
Cheap.
Got the plates. What happened?
I hate a lot of pizza.
She only had 4.
In a traditional pizza, that's like half. That's, a sixth of what you've got there. It's not too bad. I usually only have 4 slices unless I'm really hungry. Right now, I eat a whole pizza, but
That's a lot.
Also, you went down for plates and napkins, but Aphmau ate the pizza regardless.
Yeah, your mom's totally gonna kill you after seeing this.
Hey, I graduated and I'm off to college. I deserve this.
Speaking of college, you excited to go for orientation week?
Am I ever? I get to live on my own in my own dorm for a few days and see what things are like.
And we'll be right there for advice if you need.
Hey, wait, our classes are still in session. Plus, we have work after class.
Then we'll have
1 second. I have returned.
coffee at night with her.
We're gonna be on the other side of campus. Plus, what if I'm asleep?
Oh, Caitlin, you're such a complainer. The coffee will help keep you awake. Speaking of which, if
That
we're
is
not
what it's known
around,
for.
will you have anyone to hang with, Av?
I think Kawaii-chan might be going, but I'm not so sure. My friend Tara's going, though.
Right? Haven't met her. Though, because
Yeah, I do. I must say, I do love Tara being around. I do love the idea there's like some sort of origin story there. And again, would have loved to have seen it explored in some capacity in a third season of Point Stop Howie, but didn't happen, so.
of you, I know so much about her.
We were great friends in high school.
Well, at least there's one person you know. What about that one guy from freshman year? The one who took you to prom?
Who presumably would have graduated by now. I know that he actually didn't. I know that he stayed back another year, but Kate doesn't know that.
Huh?
Remember the dude from high school? You and him were really close, freshman and sophomore year.
Ah, Aaron. We haven't really talked in person in like 2 years.
Really? What happened?
Well, I guess he got busy and just stopped calling me.
Oh. Wow. I mean, does he know you're coming to visit?
I don't know. I mean, I can't remember when we last spoke. It was online in text chat during our game, but I mean, I've been busy too, so I haven't played as much.
Understandable. You had finals and graduation to worry about.
Yep, but it's alright.
But also, it was apparently 2 years or something.
We both moved on, and I guess we're just living life.
Hey, come on. Let's help you pack and eat this pizza, yeah? We're leaving back to campus tomorrow, and we want to make sure you're packed and ready for next week.
Yeah, college!
And responsibility.
No.
It's weird not looking back at this like having finished college, actually. Responsibilities just, they keep rising. What on earth just happened there? I know we're about to see a scene of rejection, but that was more blatant.
So there was a reason I asked you here today.
You know we're going to be late for our classes. Can we make this quick?
Well, I mean, sure. But, Jenny, I really like you. You're smart, you're cute, funny. I mean, I might not be your type. And I know you're one of the popular girls, but
I know that you're a popular girl, and I'm just a nerdy boy. Or whatever, I don't know.
hoping that maybe...
You've known me for 2 years, Mac, and please don't take this the wrong way. I really don't want to lose you as a friend, but you aren't...
And that right there is all you have to say, to be honest. People get the rest.
my type, Mac.
I can change.
You shouldn't change for someone you aren't sure you want to be with forever.
Yeah, that's some wise words there, and I'm pretty sure I did compliment that at the time. That is also before I knew what Jenny's character arc was going to be in this series. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts.
Now please, Mac, we need to get to our classes. I'll see you around.
But...
You know, I do say sometimes that Aphmau can be dangerously relatable sometimes when I first watched her. You know, depending on the situation. I can be in a point in my life when something actually like when something that even these recent, the episodes as they came out, as they were airing, something would strike me at that point. Was this one of these times? I don't think it was. Weirdly enough, I actually dodged this bullet. I mean, yes, I have experienced rejection. I have done face-to-face confessions like this. I think actually the one that I did was after this video came out. So, as you know, I've done several. What am I talking about? Yeah, the main two I remember. So yeah, so I guess at this time I wasn't thinking about that at the time, and reflecting back on myself because the timeline did not match up. There you go. I think it was about to, though. I'm pretty sure the confession that I did came out around this time, because that's the girl whose best friend I dated like right afterwards. So, pretty sure that was November 2017. So yeah, I've told that story before. I'm not going to go back into that one again because I'll be here all day.
Darn it.
Did Mac confess to you again?
Yeah, it's getting annoying.
This is the weird thing to me. If it's happened multiple times, then, well, she's taking it really calmly, which is great. But at the same time, it does seem like every time it treats like it's a new thing, I just forgot about it, or she forgot about it. She acted so surprised when he said it as well.
Seriously wish he'd just take what I said and leave me alone.
Still thinking about Mac?
Yeah.
That was a quicker transition than usual, actually. I just realized.
I mean,
There's a book called Study Hard, really? That's a good book for college, granted, but the title is very blatant.
I feel bad, but at the same time, I've had to tell him over and over.
If he keeps up, you might just want to end your friendship with him.
I also love, like, the green, like, lime wool book made out of bits.
Honestly, you're too nice to him by allowing him to disrespect your wishes to not be with him.
Yeah, I might have to. Oh, Jenny, your hunk is here. Huh?
I just spent the entire day teaching somebody about this, so. I think when Aaron entered the picture, I knew he was going to be here because it's obvious. You want to put Aaron back into the fold because obviously. But yeah, I think my reaction when he came in, I believe, was, oh. You know what? I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a contrast between this reaction and the previous one to see if what really has changed and what I've said that's, you know, exactly the same.
He's here! Watch out, Jenny.
And you know what? Since this encounter, like, I actually have met so many people just like this. I mean, for fictional characters as well, but sometimes for like other people. And you know, I've now realized that the whole, like, you know, eye cover up equals attractive, two eyes covered, I guess doubly so, especially for Jenny. So yeah, I can see that this was actually not so far out of left field now, looking back.
You're drooling.
Hey! Shut up!
Oh, let me guess. Jennifer is drooling over Aaron again, huh?
You know it.
Hey! Stop teasing!
I don't get it, Jenny. What do you see in that guy? I mean, look at him.
That takes on a whole new meaning when you actually see the rest of them of the show. I'm not going to say anything else.
Can't you see how weird he is? Who in Irene's name would wear a freaking bandana over their eyes?
Don't forget, he's a total social outcast. He rarely ever talks to anyone.
Are these students becoming a Greek chorus now? What's with this exposition?
Never goes to parties.
Oh, and I heard he doesn't even have a cell phone.
Really?
Yeah.
That does explain why I didn't talk to Aphmau anymore.
He was in my group project and said he didn't have one. Crazy, right?
Not only that, he doesn't even have a roommate. I heard he failed a year, so he's 1 year behind.
Now that I think about it, she says I heard, so it could have been a rumor. That's another calculation thing. Although then some courses in college actually are 3 years, some of them are 4 years. There might be more, but I don't think there are.
All those things is what makes him so fascinating.
Oh, there's some of those too.
Huh? Something about him just... I don't know.
So mysterious. What's that?
He's mysterious, and is he alone by choice? Or is it for another reason?
Oh boy, here we go.
Not
Oh,
everyone
my
has a
word.
sob story, Jenny. That guy is in college and he's weird. You're supposed to be past being antisocial by age.
Well, not every...
Having been to college now, no. Some people are not past being antisocial at this age.
like that. Maybe if he just had someone to talk to. Someone who took the time to know him.
Unknowingly, Jenny is completely right here. He does need somebody like that. In fact, he did have someone like that, and he will again. And you know what? It's fine for Jenny to want to be that person as well. I mean, yes, she wants romantically as well, but you know, I mean, someone to keep him company and such. You know.
I just want to get to know him. Maybe I can be his friend or closer.
Jeez, you've had a crush on him for a year. Just admit it.
I mean, she doesn't need to admit it. I'm pretty sure she's not being discreet with her friends.
Shut up!
Afternoon, class. Settle down. We're
Hello,
going to
Casper.
talk about technological stuff.
I love how even like on this board it's like a different board. And the other 2 + 2 = fish board. This is the I love this zero fish one is still on there somehow. Did the same person make this board? I guess E equals MC squared relates to the, light and energy consumption, and therefore you get to that in the computer thing. And also smiley face. I don't know. I'm trying here.
And that is why computers talk in binary. Now that I've gone over completely
That does actually
the obvious subjects,
completely obvious. Yeah, of course. It would be completely obvious to somebody doing a technological studies. It would be obvious to somebody doing this class. Although now I think about it, are they all in the same? Are they on the same year? Because actually, that's a thing. Over here, everything's separated by year groups and stuff. But since high school wasn't, is university in the Rouen region? I wonder.
I have an announcement to make. This summer, Falcon Claw University is going to be hosting various high school graduates who are promising potential FCU students here during multiple orientation weeks.
I mean, if it all just was in a few days, I'm sure that they would have planned this all way before.
Being said, this coming week's students from Phoenix Drop High will be attending. Since we have some graduates from that school in this class, I wanted to ask if anyone here might be interested in showing these students from that school around.
I mean, that is completely fair. And you know what? I have an anecdote about something, but I just remembered. I'm gonna save it for a second later.
It'll be tough work, but you'll get to know the students more and...
I'm interested!
I don't know why he had to slam his hand on the table to get the teacher's attention, but sure.
I've never heard him speak.
He has a voice! Oh my! To be fair, Jason in the olden days was quite reserved, so I guess it does still fit.
After 3 years.
That was so
weird. Okay.
I no joke, I thought that was Aiden's voice for a second there. Whoever did that voice just gave me like Aiden flashbacks right now.
That was a sudden response. Ah, Aaron, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this might be more of a job for more socially adept students.
So you just asked for volunteers and you just completely rejected him. Fantastic.
But I'm sure you could help supervise.
Oh, okay.
And now they laugh at him to try to put himself out there. You know, if you're supposed to be dumb by the socially being antisocial at this age or whatever, throw him a bone. I'm not even saying that because he's a werewolf. Just throw him a bone, assist him, give him a hand, whatever. I don't know. Okay, anecdote time. So obviously when I'm in my college actually, they did something similar. My course actually you got onto it via audition, or at least the drama portion. The drama, though I could do drama creative writing, I just had to specify that was what I was going for. So yeah, I got onto that, and actually, but during that day, actually, we had some like third years at the time that were telling us about the course and telling us about the place and everything, which is great. And obviously, by the time it came to actually being in third year, there was a request going around to actually fulfill that. It was actually buried amongst like several other things that were going on at the time, particularly the end of year festival, which, if you remember from my talks about Siren Story and everything, yeah, needless to say, I was not exactly super keen on taking on anything else at the time. So, much like a lot of other people, I declined. There were some people who did accept, however, and I do commend them. However, they, as I found out later, they were all female. And the reason that is important to the story is because one of the teachers actually came in later, and he expressed his disappointment that none of the boys had actually signed up. In fact, he expressed it via email, actually. And I was just thinking, like, what? First of all, there are fewer boys than girls on this course anyway, so that was always likely to happen. And secondly, what's the matter with just having an all-female group of the helpers? In my mind, I'm thinking because this guy like isn't sexist or anything. Oh, the boys would just do it better and blah blah blah. No, that's not the type of person that he is. But I think in his mind, the boys who were going to audition would only respond to the other boys being around, which doubly doesn't make sense because A, they'd be like 17, 18 at this point. You're supposed to get, I mean, that's one thing you are meant to get over by this point. But B, in theater, they should be used to being like around more girls than boys. That's kind of like part of the package, especially I know that's like a UK exclusive thing, but to be honest, like that's happened to me like a bunch of times in the UK in particular. In Spain, no one does it anyway, so it's not so you just get a mixture like among the few and it's whatever. Um in the US, no idea. I wasn't into theater at the time I lived there. So I don't know. But yeah, in the UK, as I've said before, I was actually the only boy in my drama club for like 3 years. And then after that, there were some more boys that joined, but for like every one boy that joined, there was like 5 other girls. So it just they never ended up actually being balanced at all. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't need to be. Those things mean the same thing, but I'm reiterating that point. And I'm surprised that a theater professional was not aware this was a possibility that could happen, nor that people would be prepared for it. I mean, to be honest, if people were actually concerned about what gender their fellow students are going to be when auditioning for a university, frankly, I wouldn't want them to say university anyway. So, their loss, not mine. But what do I know? That's what I'm saying. So sometimes you get weird responses to a call to action to help other students in orientation. That's the connection I was trying to establish with this scene. I got very off topic and I apologize.
I'll volunteer! Jenny, what are you doing? You didn't even go to Phoenix Drop High.
Shush!
I mean, you don't need to, I guess.
I'll volunteer! And if anyone wants to be my helper,
I volunteer as tribute, of course.
well, they can come help whenever they want. I won't judge, even if they don't talk.
Can she be any less obvious?
Ah, thank you, Jenny.
I mean, I would have just requested that Aaron help out. Regardless if he wanted to, if he was interested, then join them together and actually it gives them an excuse. I know that in reality that would have meant that Aaron would have seen Afmao during the orientation group specifically. But who cares? I know there's like a whole thing about them not noticing each other or whatever, but it'd be more awkward if they did. I don't know.
Any other volunteers? No?
Or Derek could have just held him back or something and told him not to do it because he found out through somebody. I don't know.
All right then. Jennifer, the job is yours. Aaron, I'm sure if you go speak to the council, they might have a job for you with the new students.
Or you could just talk to the person who just asked for a helper.
Just, not these ones.
Thanks.
Perfect. Class dismissed.
Well, that was stupid. See, look at him. We can tell he's sad.
Hey. Not sure if you remember my name, but we almost talked a few times, and I wanted to let you know that if you want to help me help the students, I'd love to have an
Help me help you. Sorry.
assistant. Think about it, okay?
That was a genuinely good offer. I don't know why he's leaving.
Hey, babe, you got a little drool on your mouth there.
Shut up! Sheesh! Well, I tried.
You certainly did try. Appreciate it.
Mom?
My baby is leaving me!
Yeah, who's the baby exactly right now? No. I'm just kidding.
I can't believe you're leaving me!
It's only for a week, Mom!
Yes, but it feels like forever!
Does it?
Mom! Mom, come on. You know I'll always be your baby girl.
But you're going to leave me, and then I'll be lonely, and then I'll get a cat, and then I'll grow emotionally attached to the cat, and then one cat won't be enough. I'll have to get another one, and another one, and another.
And you'll just become another crazy cat lady, who objectively is a less problematic character than you, so upgrade.
One, and then I'll be a crazy cat lady, and
go.
no one will ever love me.
Mom, I won't let that happen. And if it does, I mean,
You see the guy dancing in the background? Look behind her.
cats are nice
Top right
and
corner.
take care of themselves.
But what if the cats want to go to college too?
Okay. Silvana. Once in a while, she gets a funny line. I will acknowledge this.
Mom, I love you. And I'll always be your baby girl. And I promise you won't become a crazy cat lady. And if you do, we'll make sure you're a hot crazy cat lady.
What?
Promise?
Promise. We'll go to the salon and stuff.
Oh, Mija. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm so proud of you and so many emotions. Come on, let's get you inside.
Hello! Welcome! How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, that's about right.
Aw, Mama's got the sad jitters, huh?
Very much so.
Trust me, those go away. My mom was sad for a week, then went partying with her girls the next.
Well, guess what? You only get a week away, so it does no parties.
She did? Maybe there are perks after all.
Oh, my name is Afmal.
Afmal? Yes. Let me see. Yes, I remember seeing that name on the roster and thinking about how unique it was.
As does everyone else that points that out.
Welcome! My name is Jennifer, but you can call me Jenny. I'll be your team leader for this orientation week. Here are your keys for your room, which is upstairs, number 201.
Awesome!
Please unpack and make yourself at home. I hope you brought lots to decorate with because that's the best part of getting your own room.
You know something? I'm gonna leave my drink to Jenny today, simply because, she had her ulterior motives for signing up for this particular job, but looking at her now, she's committing 100% to this. She's not just being like, oh, I signed up for this and it didn't turn out the way that I did, that I thought Aaron didn't show up and blah, 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 so I'm just not going to put in the effort. You can deal with yourself. No, she's actually being helpful, supportive, and actually even bothered to talk to, to the mums and stuff and everything. So yeah, leave I drink to Jenny today. Even though you're in a situation you didn't want, you're making the most of it and not making it someone else's problem. My commendations.
I'm so excited! If you have any questions, feel free to ask me at any time.
Thank you. Come on, Mom.
I suppose knocking on that door is a more complex movement than you thought. Like you have to left click, right click, and specifically remember that with the inventory thing in hand. It's not overly complicated. It's just more complex than you think it is.
Okay, this is where we say goodbye.
Mom, don't cry.
I'm not.
Nah, she can't cry anymore. Her tear ducts have dried out.
Hello?
Ziana to the rescue.
Ziana? You just dropped off your kids? Hang out? Now? But I have Afmouth to take care of, and... Wait. She's an adult now. I don't have to worry.
Didn't last at all. Again, she can be funny
I'm
sometimes, but
still going to miss you, Mia.
Mom, go have fun.
I'm doing this for the both of us. It's harder on you than it is on me.
that no. Objectively no, but okay.
She's gonna be alright. Well, I guess I should get started on decorating.
Oh, we don't get a full montage of the full unpacking of your stacks of 64 clothes, do we? I do like the idea that she tries to shuffle. I know it's limited Minecraft body acting, but at the same time, it's like a shuffle to place the chairs. I don't know, weird. Oh, hey, you brought an entire TV. Where did you put that? You only have one suitcase. How is that possible? What have you done? Also, so much purple.
Ugh, that was crazy. But at least this place feels a bit like home now. Man, I really need some water or something.
You have to take that all down when you leave, don't you? In a week.
I wonder if they have a vending machine.
Or a fountain of water.
Awesome! They have Poopsie too? Yes!
Oh, there we go. Well, you would have seen her anyway if you'd actually bothered to be the assistant, but okay.
She's here. She's really here. I haven't seen her in years, and she's right there.
That is a daunting thing, by the way. I have been in this situation before, and I had at the time.
Should I talk to her? What do I do?
Phew, this is hard work.
You're telling me.
I was hoping that... Huh?
What's up?
It's him.
You know something? I'm not normally a fan of love triangles. I'm still not. I just like all the people involved in them, in this one.
Oh, hey, yeah. What is he doing?
Looking handsome.
You don't even know what he looks like under that bandana. Besides,
That's part of the mystery. Your brain fills in the blanks.
I think he's checking out that chick over there.
Huh? No way.
Why is his head so far down?
Probably just
Aaron?
scared of social interaction. Watch. Hey, Aaron!
Yeah, that sounds about right.
See?
Whatever you say.
That will become a dangerous thing as we find out later that Derek induced social phobia into him, much more so than he had even at Phoenix Drop High, thus explaining his disposition in season 1 of MyStreet. But we'll get there. There'll be time to dissect that.
Say.
Still, she's right. That isn't like Aaron. I wonder.
Poor Jenny, honestly. Okay, so I think that in that vein, that's how you make a character like that really, like a love triangle like that work. You make all the characters likable, Nostalgia Critic actually said that sometimes the character that doesn't get with anyone is the one that people like the most. And that is important, you know, not only to show the romantic rivalry, but also so you don't just feel like it's a complete waste of time or the character's a waste of space. So yeah, I love this episode. I love when it starts out. I don't love the missed potential of all the Phoenix Drop High Season 3 stuff that were clearly thought out and established in some way, at least on like a basic level. Not a fan of how those got pushed aside, but you know, it is what it is. As for everything else, Sylvana's still weirdly enough on a winning streak from as far as videos featuring her. You know, glad to see the new characters. They're actually they seem to be likable, and I don't mind them not they're not being so many of the old cast, because these ones could have easily established themselves if they were given more time. I mean, why not? We still remember them 5 years onwards. It's just maybe not necessarily by name sometimes. So yeah, you know what? All round a good time. I'm pretty sure I enjoyed it 5 years ago, and I have continued to enjoy it 5 years later. So there's that. When is the next stream? Let's see. I was trying to keep this to under an hour, but I think I've just gone over now. So I did a whole video today about watch time and why I should have kept that as it was. And it turns out the one day that I don't have any audience or any guests is the day that I just end up rambling more. I don't know. Maybe the video itself was long, right? But I completely forget. All right. Next one, of course, is okay. Next one is Will She Notice Me? Which is it's tomorrow. Okay, hang on. How quickly do these come out? Then as Will Aaron Notice Me the next day? Oh no, that isn't the next day. That's next episode is October. Okay, sorry, it is all October. It's the 8th. Anyway, whatever. We have another one tomorrow. So yeah, same time, same place. 5 years later, we will be looking at Will She Notice Me from Aaron's perspective. So I also like how the thumbnails actually they contrast each other. Like one of them is with Aaron looking away and him being the focus and Afmal absent versus Aaron in the background being the absent one of the next one and Jenny being the one trying to pine for him. Not a fan of Love Triangle still. I just like the people involved. And we will leave it at that. So on that note, until next time, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, as Rabbit knows already. And farewell. Hopefully we'll be back on Twitch at least next time. Fix the thing